So we finally have a response, and this is something that, truth be told, we had been waiting for. We were wondering, after Pakistan had made their entire threat of a boycott and made it clear, very clear, that they will in fact only be playing the T20 World Cup and not the game against India. We were wondering how it is that the ICC would respond. But at long last, we do have that response to that. And it is fair to say it is cutting, to say the least. I don't know if you've had the time to read it, but such has been the chaotic nature of our day that obviously we were expecting something like this to come about. And now it has come, and it has come pretty hard. It is hit hard. And you can just tell me your thoughts before I share exactly what it is that the ICC have said in their statement.
I mean, now the ICC, I mean, if you just have a look at the statement, what is the ICC wanting to do? Okay. They have clearly expressed at this point in time that this is not in the best interest of the game. Okay. They respect the role of the government and everything, but here in this particular case, it is not in the interest for the cricketing public that this decision has been made. Because understand one thing, you now are in a situation where you are going to lose out on the biggest revenue of them all. Okay. ICC just wants to continue saving itself by like saying, okay, we hope that the PCB will reconsider. It isn't a strong statement at all by the ICC. They are just hoping and waiting that the PCB comes to a middle ground where you can have a mutually acceptable solution for all the stakeholders involved, which involves the broadcasters, which involves the fans, which involves the ICC, which involves the players. But for
Yeah,
me,
so it's
what I
interesting you mentioned
expect,
this. Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned this because now I think it's fair, rather than keeping our family members a little bit in the dark, I'll just quickly read out what it is the statement is saying. And let's start off. It says that the ICC notes the statement the government of Pakistan has made regarding the decision to instruct its national team to selectively participate in the T20 World Cup. While the ICC awaits official communication from the PCB, this position of selective participation is difficult to reconcile with the fundamental premise of a global sporting event where all qualified teams are expected to compete on equal terms per the schedule. ICC tournaments are built on sporting integrity, competitiveness, consistency, fairness, and selective participation undermines the spirit and sanctity of competitions. While the ICC respects the roles of governments in matters of national policy, this decision is not in the interest of the global welfare or the welfare of fans worldwide, including millions in Pakistan. The ICC hopes the PCB will reconsider the significant and long-term implications for cricket in its own country, as this is likely to impact the global cricket ecosystem, which it itself is a member or beneficiary of. Now, I'll tell you, Siddharth, you said that it's not very strongly worded. It is worth noting that I think the ICC will obviously try and be statesmanlike at first. It's not like they were ever going to come out and say, "Oh, Pakistan, you're banned, done, dusted, end of story." No, this is still the global board of governing the sport. They are not, contrary to popular belief, going to only peddle the Indian line, which is often in that sense what is the this thing, right? Indian Cricket Council is a very commonly used term on social media, but they're going to try and take a conciliatory approach, which is consistent. It is worth noting with what they did with Bangladesh also. They did also put out statements when it came to the Bangladesh thing, and they were fairly, when there was communication done, it was done in a very respectful manner. I would argue it's more than what is deserved in this case, but at least in this clear thing, they're at least being statesmanlike about it. However, they are subtly hinting at implications. They're saying that you're undermining this. So the fact is, if they're saying that if you're going to undermine it and you're going to play havoc, then I think subtly they're implying that, listen, reconsider or else. That or else is the carrot that is being dangled in front of them.
but the problem, Shane, what I look at it, see, the ICC's own, you may say, neutrality and the way how they have handled past situations also doesn't help. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
They say government, I mean, politics and sports shouldn't intervene. Where was this kind of a statement when England did it to Zimbabwe? At that time, they said, yes, England probably said it was legitimate. We had security concerns. So that is the reason why you look at even Australia, West Indies, they couldn't be forced. That's why they had that walkover despite security assurances that no, it will not impact you. But still, they had a security threat bogey. Here, ICC and the rest of the boards know that look, the basis for Pakistan having this particular situation is non existent. There is absolutely no way how you can boycott a game against India. I could have understood the position if you were playing in India. Then
Hmm.
it was fair. It was fair. You had a security situation. I respect that particular thing. But then you're playing in Sri Lanka on an already agreed premise. Now you're suddenly deciding that out of ego and for a populist measure, you want to boycott that particular game and ensure, wow, we will have chest thumping like, look, we have put India in its place. But you have actually not put India in place. You have put all your players, you have put your cricket on the death throes. Pakistan will not realize that. But I think why the ICC is going the extra mile for this is because of that same mistaken mentality that they have, that without India, Pakistan, an ICC event cannot prosper. That is the problem, that you're losing out on a lot of money in that sense. Unfortunately, it's been marketed by people in India. So the broadcasters now will want to say, no, we can't take that big a loss here. Do something. This is
I see. I don't think so,
broadcaster and
Sid. See,
marketing pressure.
you also mentioned the previous instances, but see the previous instances why I think they agreed to the walkover, which is, let's just for instance, just a similar comparison to say what Bangladesh went through. What Bangladesh said was, look, we can't travel to India. You either move our matches or we won't come. So theirs was fairly, I dare say, very cut and dry. Similarly, if you look at, say, Australia and West Indies in '96 when it comes to Sri Lanka, they said, boss, we are willing to forfeit the points, but we can't travel to Sri Lanka. Rest of our games are being played elsewhere. We'll go and play there, no problem. Similarly, in 2003, when England didn't travel to Zimbabwe and New Zealand didn't travel to Kenya, rest of their games they didn't boycott. So they said, no, this one is in a different venue. We have security problems. We are okay with the points being forfeited. Where Pakistan have a weaker leg to stand on in this case, or where they have no leg to stand on, is that their games are not in the same, all in the same venue. So you can't be boycotting it on the basis of security. Why? Again, go back and link all those examples. Bangladesh also were let off easily. ICC didn't sanction them. They said, okay, you don't want to play, that's on you. Similar. That's all you're going to do. But with Pakistan, they're trying at least now saying, listen, let's not actually make a rash decision here. And this is what it reads to me. It reads, honestly, it doesn't read very well for Pakistan because I don't think the commercial factors are here. Yeah, of course, there's definitely a factor, but it's not the main thing. You have to remember, at the end of the day, cricket is not a popular sport anywhere but in the subcontinent. You cannot, quite frankly, afford to lose out on a subcontinental audience. That's a fact. So maybe they're taking the extra mile, and I think they would have taken this extra mile even if, say, for instance, just hypothetically, in England or New Zealand and Australia were acting this rashly. They wouldn't. That's not the point. Hypothetically, they take that something. Listen, guys, reconsider. It's like what we say in Hindi, "Thande dimag se socho." This is not thanda dimag talking for Pakistan. So the ICC have played the good cop here and said, reconsider, guys. Think about it. You guys are also part of this ecosystem. You can't now say we'll walk out and be selective about it. Now, what that read, and really, I think it's a case of reading between the lines, that if you don't, then you wait and watch. Because I mean, we've already done it. It's there on the channel. We've talked about what the potential sanctions could be,
Yeah.
and these are just potential sanctions. It could be worse. You never know. The ICC could really make life hell for Pakistan if they so wish, but they're giving them a final warning saying, guys, reconsider, think about it, come back to us with a positive answer, or else.
Yeah, so this is, by this statement of the ICC, we are not going to get a definitive answer until the start of the tournament or even until 14th of February.
Oh
Because see,
God, Siddharth,
15th
it's like
February, what's
Bangladesh
going to
all over
happen is
again. It's
it
like
will not
Bangladesh
go,
all
we
over
will not
again.
get it.
Stretching, stretching,
Because see,
stretching, stretching.
Because see, what is the potential thing? We have also done on what is the potential tournament catastrophe that Pakistan will face, because the NRR will get impacted because Pakistan had decided to boycott. Now you are wondering, why will India travel? India has to travel because they are the team that hasn't boycotted. So they will come to Colombo, they will practice, they will do all their drills. They are there in the stadium. Match referee will call it off. India get 2 points and the NRR. Now consider what a farcical situation that is, because NRR, they have had a walkover, they are just going to be there, and Pakistan, then if they lose one more game, they're out. Similar repeat of 2024 then. So that is where I think, see, Pakistan are doing themselves more harm. But that is why I think the ICC will have to wait until the very last 11th hour to ensure that this doesn't happen. So we will not see a definite end to this drama until 14th of February, until 15th, when the toss doesn't happen. Or, by the way, the government has made it clear. Now, why is the ICC expecting that the PCB will change the government's mind when The PCB is headed by Mohsin Naqvi. He is the PCB. He
He
is the
is the government.
government.
Exactly.
He is the government. PCB are expecting Mohsin Naqvi to change his own mind. So that's where I think somewhere the ICC, they can be gentlemanly, but they are barking up the wrong tree in this particular instance. You
Hmm.
can't be gentlemanly with the same guy who runs the PCB and the same guy who has a big decision making role in the government, which is
And
why
who
this
still hasn't given
statement.
back the Asia Cup, by the way. Lest we forget. That's also still
Exactly, exactly.
awaited.
Exactly. So I really don't understand why the ICC has to go this extra mile. They want to be morally on the high ground on this, and that is why they haven't made a strong decision yet. As you said, gentlemanly, given them a warning, made them understand the consequences, and because of that, now this drama will now get extended well into 14th of February. I don't see it ending anytime soon. So yeah, that is the current situation that we have at this stage, Shane. So it will
Yeah, let's
continue.
just
The
take
drama is set to continue now.
exactly. Let's take a couple of comments, see what it is that
Yeah.
our family members are saying. One of them, that's MPQW, says these guys will come play on the 15th, and the excuse would be that someone hacked their account. I significantly doubt that, but I
You
like the
know, I
humor.
was thinking, what if government of Pakistan says that was a deep fake tweet sent out by India? It could very well happen. They are capable of putting up peddling such lies at this point in time.
Exactly, exactly. That's part of the problem. And as Orko Abhiraj points out, that the implication or one of the sanctions that we could get is no foreign players in the PSL, which is absolutely correct. If no NOCs are issued, then Pakistan Super League will indeed be the Pakistan Super League. Good luck getting any of the foreign players to play there.
Yep, indeed. And there are more sanctions, but we don't know what's the potential sanctions. Because remember, with this drama now extending, every effort will be made to ensure Pakistan don't boycott the game on the 15th. Imagine
Hmm.
the overtures. Imagine you're doing this for a rivalry that is not even existent.
It's
Imagine.
not a rivalry.
Not a rivalry at all. Not a rivalry. That's why I'm very surprised by this ICC statement.
Absolutely. I think, see, we've covered everything, and truth be told, there is nothing else to be covered. So, Sid, thanks for joining us on short notice. Interesting having the same conversation again and again, I guess, but it is what it is. And I do agree with you. I do think that this is something that's really going to extend for a long time now. This entire World
Yeah.
Cup is just going to be dominated like the Asia Cup by off field nonsensical drama.
Yep. It's going to continue, Shane. Even tomorrow, there'll be repercussions, there'll be developments, there'll be some other overtures, and it will all come from the Pakistan side. Nothing will come
Exactly.
from the. It'll all be Pakistan's drama at this point.
Exactly. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. Impromptu, yes, but the ICC's sudden, statement did prompt it from us. So thanks for joining us. Always, as always, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, stay subscribed to Sports Today, and continue being here with us. We'll bring you all the updates on this and every other important story from me and Siddharth. It's goodbye and good night.